Good morning, gang. Happy Tuesday morning. So how many times have you heard me say, watch what's going on in Europe and then get ready for it to happen here? Probably a lot. Last week, the German government bailed out, another term for bought, Uniper, okay, which is their largest natural gas supplier, for 8 billion euros, or because the euros crashed so much, $8 billion. Billion, okay? This, of course, is after the German government bailed them out in July with $15 billion, okay? Once this other buyout, this $8 billion one, is done, probably sometime later this week, the German government, will own 98.5% of Uniper, okay? Like I said, Uniper is Germany's largest importer of gas. So yeah, to all those of you in Germany, your heat and your cooking is now controlled by your government. Cool, okay. Think it can't happen in the U.S.? Told ya, okay. Then you haven't heard of the Energy Independence and Security Act, which has been proposed by Joe Manchin. You know, that guy who we all thought for a while there might actually have come to his senses, and people were saying maybe he should come over to the Republican Party. That was a head fake. His true colors are out. West Virginia, throw this asshole out, okay? The Energy Independence and Security Act, which was proposed by Joe Manchin and is endorsed by Chuck Schumer, that should tell you right there everything you need to know, okay? This bill is basically to nationalize, or in other words, take over the grid. Yeah, okay. The Democrats want all your electricity to come from and be controlled by the government. You know, because they run the post office so well. You see, this was the backroom deal that Biden and Democratic leadership agreed to last month, when Manchin agreed to vote with them to pass the $370 million climate spending bill. All right, the Democrats agreed to help Manchin pass his permitting reform bill. Okay, sound bad enough yet? Oh, this isn't long off in the future, guys. This is going to happen real quick. Schumer is planning on attaching Manchin's bill to the continuing resolution. You know, that short-term spending package that has to be passed by the end of September, the end of the week, okay, to prevent a government shutdown. So yeah, by the end of this week, we may be hearing that our electricity will soon be controlled by the same people that can't define what a woman is, can't comprehend that a fetus is a living creature, and think AR-14s have 50 caliber clips and shoot projectiles 5 times faster than any other weapon. Yeah, I know I kind of lumped together a bunch of what different liberals said about weaponry, but yeah, that's the point, okay? They don't have a clue. This means no more PSE&G, no more Northeast Utilities, no more Pacific Electric and Gas, no more Commonwealth Edison, and on down the line, okay? When the power goes out, now you get to call the government to report an outage. Ever tried getting through to the IRS? This is what's coming, guys, okay? This is not, I'm not making this up, okay? Now, I know there's no love lost between consumers and the power companies, okay? But please tell me this. When has the government ever got involved in something that has become more efficient and less expensive? Never, okay? So here's a little bit of information, and this is what some intelligent people are talking about this, and I want to give you some direct quotes. First one's from Myron Ebel. He's the Competitive Enterprise Institute's, or the director of the Competitive Enterprise Institute's Center for Energy and Environment. Try saying that 3 times fast. This is his quote. The Manchin-Schumer bill would give unelected regulators the authority to compel utilities to build high-voltage transmission lines to connect wind and solar facilities hundreds of miles from urban centers, use eminent domain to condemn rights of way, and then pass the cost on the consumer. The proponents of net zero emissions admit that the amount of wind and solar facilities needed would require trillions of dollars of transmission lines. And Senators Manchin and Schumer think that the consumers should foot the bill so that investors in the climate industrial complex can make colossal profits. Trillions of dollars passed right on to you and me. And do we get anything for it? Yeah, we get the privilege of having electricity. Okay? Let's talk about the president of the Institute for Energy Research, a gentleman by the name of Thomas Pyle. Here's his quote. The only way they can get renewable energy projects to work is by creating new transmission lines in places where it has been rejected over and over by voters. It would create a system where the FERC and the federal government can just put transmission lines wherever they feel like it. The whole objective of the net zero agenda is to have all the energy decisions made at the federal level. Yeah. This was tried in Maine, sparsely populated Maine, population of 1,369,000, about the same as Dallas, okay, entire state, one city. This was tried last year, and the citizens of Maine overwhelmingly rejected the idea of building a large transmission project that would have transferred electricity from Canada into the state. Why? Because it would have drove their rates through the freaking roof. Okay? Yeah, because you got to pay all those trillions of dollars to build all this stuff. Okay? Then think about what I said the other day about Canada banning natural gas in 2030. A lot of New England states are doing the same thing as California. What do those states have in common? New England, California? I don't know. They're pretty shade of blue. This would mean there would be one energy source, electricity, operated by one energy company, the U.S. government. Don't we, as Americans, haven't we always had a problem with monopolies? Think of AT&T. You have to break up AT&T. That was just telephones. Okay? This is the electricity. Okay? Does anybody see where this is all leading? Okay? This is what's being planned for us and for the world. Okay? You can say thank you to the World Economic Forum. You can say thank you to all the lobotomized democratic socialists. Your entire modern way of life will be completely controlled by a bunch of unelected, or certainly selected, elites. Please share this with your brain-dead mother-in-law or your kids who think Joe Biden's the greatest thing since sliced bread, okay? Please tell them to start look at what's going on. The government wants to control the food and have us eat bugs. They want to control the money with CBDC. They want to control the electricity and get rid of petroleum, nuclear, wood, whatever. And the government's going to control it all, right? You'll get your food from the government. You'll get your money, and the government will watch whatever you do with money and decide how you can spend your money. The government's going to control the power and decide your social credit score. Oh, gee, he used a 4-letter word. Pump. That's an hour's strike from him from having electricity tonight. That's what's coming, okay? Guys, this is what's actually happening. This isn't some dystopian science fiction movie, okay? This is real life. This is why I keep saying it is so important for all of us to become as independent as we can from the system, to have your own power source, to have your own food source, to understand barter and how to do it safely. I mean, there is going to be a purge, guys, okay? Not like the movie where everybody's killing each other, but where people are killing themselves because they cannot go on in a world such as this. I, for one, refuse to be a slave. Pinball out.